Hello my friends, welcome to our first video, our first social studies video where we are going to be studying our different countries in the world. And today we're going to be talking about the country of Peru. Now, first, before we even begin, we are going to look at a map. Remember when we did that in school and we got to see where different countries were and how to say hello? Well, I brought a map with me and we're going to review the countries and we're also going to review the oceans. So let's take a look. Does this look familiar? I bet it does. So remember, we live in North America. North America. That is where the United States is. And in the United States, we live in the state of California. And the state of California and United States is right over here. So this is North America. We live in California. And our city that we live in is, do you know? That's right, it is San Diego. Excellent. Now, the ocean, if you were to go to the beach or the ocean, the one that is right next to us is called the Pacific Ocean. Can you say that? Pacific Ocean. Good. And the Pacific Ocean is all on this side, right here. So we live right next to the Pacific Ocean. And then, if you remember, south of us, that means this way. Remember when we learned north, south, east, west? North, south, east, west. So we live in the west and we live on the north part. So we live in the northwest. The country that we are going to be learning about today is in the continent of South America. So we live in North America, but Peru is in South America. So here we go. This is South America. It's next to the same ocean we live next to, which is the Pacific Ocean. So we live right by, and so does Peru. And Peru is a little country that's right here in South America. So when we look at a map that's just of Peru, you will notice that this is South America and Peru is the country right here in orange. Now, do you notice that there are lots of other pieces of land right here? Those are other countries in South America. And there are many other people that live in this continent. So today we're going to learn about someone that could have lived in Peru and what life is like in Peru. So go ahead and take a listen as we learn about our new friend. So today we're going to pretend we're going to go on a trip to this country in South America. And we're going to talk about Rosa. Rosa lives in Peru. And what we're going to do is we're going to talk about the people. So almost half of the people of Peru are Indians. And we will visit Rosa in her village. Okay? Now, in the country of Peru, right by the ocean, Rosa lives in the mountains in the village, so not right by the ocean, but if people live right by the ocean, they dress and they look a lot like we do. So Rosa lives in a mountain village in Peru. We learned about some other people who lived in mountains in other countries, but today we're going to talk about Rosa. People who live in cities near the Pacific Ocean in Peru dress a lot like we do. As we travel away from the ocean, we notice that the people dress as they have in Peru for many, many years. We see children in a field playing their favorite game. It is soccer. Who likes to play soccer? Well, the kids in Peru, they love to play soccer as well. And then we also like to eat some of the foods that grow in Peru. And those foods are bananas, tomatoes, and potatoes. When your mother buys potatoes at the store, what kinds of potatoes might she buy? Maybe sweet potatoes or white potatoes? Farmers in Peru raise over 3,000 different kinds of potatoes. That's a lot. I think I only know 3 types of potatoes, but imagine they grow 3,000 types. That's amazing. They come in all shapes, sizes, and colors. Some of them are small and purple. They look like purple gumdrops. And some of them are like red cherries. Farmers in Peru also grow coffee beans. So, a coffee comes from beans that grow on a tree. And maybe many of your mommies or daddies, they like to make coffee and they grind up those beans and they put water and they get to drink coffee in the morning. They also like to grow cotton. Cotton from Peru is some of the finest in the world. Now, remember what cotton is? Cotton is a special type of plant that they use to make lots of clothes with. And if you look at a lot of your clothes, you'll notice on the tag it says made with cotton. And so they grow this special plant to be able to make clothes. So that's very cool. Now, finally, we arrive at Rosa's village. Rosa has come out to welcome us. The animal with her looks like a camel, except that it doesn't have a hump. So here we go. Here's Rosa, and the animal with her that looks like a camel, but doesn't have a hump. Do you know what that animal is called? Yes, it is called a llama. Yes, llamas are very common in Peru. They carry goods to market for the people. Rosa must be careful not to put too heavy a load on his back, or the llama will balk. It means he will throw it all off his back. He will just stand there and not move. If Rosa tries to make him move, the llama may spit in her face. Llama wool, that means the hair on the llama, is used for clothing because it is very soft. So sometimes when it gets long enough, they'll cut off the hair and then they'll use that to make things. So that's another use of a llama. So now that we learned a little bit about Peru, we'll continue talking about her village and where she lives. But before we do that, in our next lesson, what I want you to do is take out your worksheet for today. It's page 81 and 82. And what you're going to need is, first off, you're going to want to write your name at the top. Always do that. And then when you're done, you are going to need to get a blue crayon and a brown crayon. And the directions say, Rosa lives in a village in the mountains of Peru. She will use her llama to take the potatoes to market. And what they want you to do is to color the picture. So they wrote down the words of how they want you to color it. So when it says brown, you're going to color that area brown. And then the little blanket on its back will be blue. So go ahead and color that. And then when you're all done, you can look at the back and learn a little bit more about llamas. So I'll read to you what it says. It says, llamas carry heavy loads up and down mountain paths. Many village homes have grass roofs. So this is where they live and what they do. And then a lot of the villages that Rosa would probably have lived in look like this. And how is it different than the house you live in? It's a lot different, isn't it? Yeah, but it's a beautiful country, you'll see. And so let's see how well you were listening. I'm going to ask you a couple questions. Our first question is, to visit Rosa in Peru, what continent must we travel? So which area? We're in the country of Peru, but what is this whole area called? We live in North America, but this is South America. Good work, South America. Now, what sport do children in Peru like to play? If you said soccer, you were right. Good job. And what crops, that means what type of plant or food, do farmers in Peru grow? There are several things. What do you remember? Bananas, tomatoes, potatoes, remember there are 3,000 types, coffee, and cotton. Great job if you remembered all 5 of those. And what animal do people in Peru use to carry heavy loads? If you said the llama, you were correct. Great job today, guys. Now, if you were in Peru, let's think about this before we go. If you were visiting in Peru, what direction would you travel to go back to the United States? Do you know? Let's take a quick look at our map. If you were down in Peru, which direction would you need to go back to the United States? You would need to go north. Great job if you remembered that. And great job today. We learned all about Peru. And tomorrow, in our next lesson, we will get to learn more about Peru and Rosa. So stay tuned, and we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.